Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of DMS 3000 News. It's episode 106 on this Thursday, January 18th, 2024. And I'm your host, Jason DeCanio. Welcome you once again to the program from the WJDC studios in beautiful Oviedo, Florida, via the David 3000 network. And we're ready to go with another great show for you today. And I have a news bulletin I want to say before I even get to anything else in the program here. Next week, as you know, the awards nominations for that specific link that you got with all the voting and everything. The deadline is still on the 23rd. However, Benjamin will not be coming on the 23rd. He'll be coming on the 24th, which is Wednesday, 5:15 p.m. to talk about all of the award stuff that's going to happen on February 2nd for the David 3000 awards from last year that we're doing this February 2nd. So Benjamin will be here next Wednesday. We pushed it to next Wednesday for other reasons, but he'll be here to talk about a brief talking about the awards and how you can be part of that great show. And if you haven't voted yet, please, the deadline is still the 23rd of January, which is next Tuesday. So please make sure that you get all your voting and submissions in by next Tuesday. He wanted me to kind of pass that along. Okay. So with all of that, we go ahead and look at our articles for today. We have, what is your life path number and what does it mean for you? You've heard of things of that sort. If you're into the zodiacal thing, I know I am. I'm a Libra, of course. A lot of times it has to do with the Chinese zodiac as well, too. And speaking of Chinese zodiacs and everything, we're going to look at 8 new Chinese New Year traditions because, as you know, Chinese New Year is coming up in about 2 weeks. And those who are Asian American, they celebrate it very well. And it's going to be the Year of the Dragon this year. So this should be fun. Should be a very lucky year for a lot of people. If you believe it, it will come true. And then these are the most common passwords. Do yours make the list? Yeah, you know, when you have your sign-ons for specific websites, you have passwords that you make up so that way you won't get hacked or anything. Well, these are the most common ones used that hackers love to give. And if yours makes the list, do yourself a favor and change your password as quickly as possible. Okay? Plus the headline, sports, and other important information as we get to it. What day is today? And of course, our motivation of the day as well. And don't forget to tune in to Chillin' 3000 Hangouts Fridays at 8 o'clock on the David 3000 network. David St. Dennis has usually a fantastic interviewer or interviewee, actually, a guest that you probably didn't know was out there. I was on some of those Chillin' 3000 Hangouts. Who knows? Maybe I might be there this Friday. He usually doesn't give me a list of who he interviews because sometimes they have to postpone and kind of do it on different days recorded, and then he puts it up later on that particular Friday. But do check it out and see who he does have. You may be interested in the guest and to see what David asked them. All of that Fridays at 8 o'clock. And of course, yesterday's football went fantastic. I tell you, Victor really did chew me out, but I held my content. I stand strong, and I was wearing my Raven purple, and I'm wearing my Raven purple today as well. So, you know, I'm very happy about that. We'll see what happens next week. And of course, wipe those tears. Every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, we had a grand time. Thank you, Scott McVeigh, for filling in for Brandon Bogard. We ended early, about 10:30, right after Scott had to go and do another venue, and so we appreciate that. If you'd like to be on Wipe Those Tears as a tier master, whether to fill in for somebody or to add to the group, you're more than welcome. Just drop me a line at any given time. We'll get you in. You have to be there at least an hour and a half, or it's a 2-hour show. Sometimes we drop off early, but the bottom line is that we're going to try to get those NES games continually finished. There's still a lot to go, and we're still in the Fs next week on episode 18. So check it out. Should be fun, you know? Okay, well, we're going to put the ticker back there. And, of course, get ready for the headlines, sports, and other important information. Today's headlines are from January 18th, 2024. And of course, from NPR.com. Justice Department report finds cascading failures in response to Uvalde attack. The Justice Department's critical incident review comes more than a year and a half after the gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Ooh, yeah, I remember that one. Over 580,000 beds are recalled after dozens of injuries. Yes, more than 500,000 beds sold at retailers like Walmart and Wayfair are under recall because they can break during use, which has resulted in dozens of injuries. Pakistan announced this morning it launched strikes against Iran in response to Iranian attacks earlier this week. A main court has put on hold the decision to bar Trump from the primary. The storm that hit the northwest corner of the U.S. as much as the rest of the country coped with bitter weather that in some places put electricity supplies at risk. Republican officials want GOP voters to embrace the habit of early voting, but the Republican Party needs its voters to overcome a stigma created by the Republicans. For days, much of the Gaza Strip has been without cell phone and internet access. The laws of war were written well before the World Wide Web, but some see communication as a fundamental right. A booming migrant workforce helped propel China's growth in the past 4 decades. Now those workers are approaching retirement age and straining local governments and social services. Catherine Price, author of The Power of Fun, unpacks why it can be so difficult for adults to have fun and how people can find ways to incorporate fun into their life, I guess without breaking the bank. There are ways to do it. Yes, Moljavec was in his 3rd season with the Warriors. He was a head coach in his native Serbia for 8 years and won 3 MVPs in the Adriatic Basketball Association. As a player, he unfortunately has passed at the age of 46. Our condolences to his family and, of course, to the Golden State Warriors as well. Pakistan launched retaliatory airstrikes early Thursday on Iran, allegedly targeting militant positions, a deadly attack that further raised tensions between the neighboring nations. And the strikes were launched from the Red Sea and hit more than a dozen sites. They follow an announcement that the U.S. has put the Houthis back on its list of specially designated global terrorists. Yes. Cesar Suarez was also in charge of the metastasis case involving an Ecuadorian drug lord who allegedly received favorable treatment from judges, prosecutors, police officers, and high officials. Prosecutor in the TV studio attack is shot dead in Ecuador's most dangerous city. Whew. Heather Mack, who pleaded guilty to helping kill her own mother and stuffing the body in a suitcase during a luxury vacation in Bali in 2014, was sentenced in Chicago. Oh, she gets 26 years for helping killing her mother. Oh, my God. Demolition got underway at the site of the deadliest anti-Semitic attack in U.S. history as part of the effort to reimagine the building to honor the 11 people who were killed there in 2018. The Maine Superior Court has sent back the Secretary of State's decision to remove Donald Trump from the presidential primary ballot. The court says it's waiting on the U.S. Supreme Court to weigh in. And dozens of people were treated for hypothermia or frostbite at Saturday's wildcard game between the Chiefs and the Dolphins. Filter World author Kyle Chayka examines the algorithms that dictate what we watch, read, and listen to. He argues that machine-guided curation makes us docile consumers. And JetBlue, the nation's 6th largest airline, sought to buy Spirit for $3.8 billion. The judge said the consumers that rely on Spirit's unique low-price model would likely be harmed. And finally, a nonprofit that supports defendants charged in the January 6, 2021 insurrection is facing scrutiny over its political activity. The IRS should investigate this case immediately, said one congressman. And there you have it, friends. The headlines for today, January 18th, 2024. Let's go to the NBA and look at the sports scores from last night. Oh, really? We don't want the NPR. We want the NBA. There we go. All right, let's see what happened here in the NBA last night. Okay. Okay. So Timberwolves beat the lowly Pistons again, 124 to 117. It was the Hawks over the Magic, 106 to 104. Celtics beat the Spurs, 117 to 98. Knicks over the Rockets, 109 to 94. Cavaliers, 135. The Bucks, 95. They hold them to under 100 points. Raptors over the Heat, 121 to 97. Pelicans over the Hornets, 132 to 112. It was the Lakers over the Mavericks, 127 to 110. The Jazz and the Warriors were postponed, and the Trailblazers outlast the Nets 105 to 103, sending the Nets to their 24th loss of the season, stuck on 16 wins. They pulled this stuff last year where they were stuck on a specific number of wins and couldn't win anymore. They were on like a 7 or 8 game losing streak, and they continue to do this again this year. Terrible. Really terrible. Tonight's games, Bulls will face the Raptors at 7:30. The Wizards at the Knicks at the Garden at 7:30. At 9 o'clock, the Thunder and the Jazz. And at 10 o'clock, the Pacers and the Kings. And the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves will tip off at 10 o'clock in Minnesota. All right, let's look at the NHL and get you over there. See what was going on in hockey land yesterday. There was only 3 games, and one of them was postponed. Red Wings over the Panthers in a final in OT, 3-2. It was the Canadiens over the Devils, 3-2. And the Blackhawks and Sabres, they were postponed, to be determined. Tonight's games have the Canadiens at the Senators facing off at 7 o'clock, Avalanche at the Bruins, and the Stars at the Flyers, and the Wild at the Lightning. Blackhawks will pace the Sabres tonight from that game yesterday. Blues at the Capitals. The 9 o'clock game has the Maple Leafs at the Flames, and the Kraken will face the Oilers at 9 o'clock as well. And at 10 o'clock, the Rangers at the Golden Knights, the Coyotes at the Canucks, and the Predators at the Kings. And there you have it, friends. Sports scores. Great stuff there. Like I said, the important information that we were giving to you had up at the top of the hour was, of course, that Benjamin, he'll be here next week to talk about how to go about with the awards and how long the show's going to be, and we'll ask him some important questions. Please make sure that you vote by the 23rd. After the 23rd, no more voting after that. So you might want to get those in. And again, like I said, I've helped out. I voted yesterday myself, and I voted for the people and the shows that I really thought were really important there. We ask that you, of course, throw a vote over here to this show, maybe to wipe those tears, maybe, of course, to the Dugout Crew or the Let's Talk Football, any of those on the David 3000 network, because I know those rant and rave shows, they're going to get their fill of who's what and that sort of thing. So we hope that you'll come over to the David 3000 network, see the shows that are up for nominations, and, of course, submit your vote. We thank you again for your continued support of DMS 3000 News and all the shows on the David 3000 network. It's 4:13 right now. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at what day is today and then start the first of 3 articles. What is your life path number, and what does it mean for you? All of this and more when we come back right after this.
I like new Giggles cookies because they've got 2 kinds of cream inside. He likes Giggles' funny faces. There's fudge and vanilla cream in each one. I can't believe how good this is.
New Giggles cookies. 2 kinds of cream in each funny face.
Are you going to eat that?
Computers are coming your way.
Computers? For paying bills?
Mothers, too.
Bah, humbug.
Wow.
Let me try it. What you doing, Tabby?
My homework, a report called Dance to the Beat and Land on 4 Feet.
Which side is up?
Oh, I'm still working on it, Hacker. Besides, I'm going to be a star, not a writer.
Even stars need to write. Use the computer.
The computer?
Sure. This is the word processing program that I use for my science report.
Whoops.
No problem. Change the XYZ to an ABC. With a cursor space, make a word erase.
Let me try it.
See your work improve? Make a sentence move. Cut it down to size you can edit or revise.
Word processing really helps.
Let the printer run when your work's all done and it turns out neat.
What a treat! My work's complete.
See you soon.
We now return to the Wuzzles.
And now these messages.
This is Budball. He can spin. Here comes Katie rolling in. And this is Stewie. Where's he been? The Nerfles. Each character sold separately.
So much fun to clown around, to change and rearrange around. Yes, Nerfles are a ball to be around. Hey, Bud, what would you be if you had Stewie's ears? What? A bunny rabbit.
The Nerfles. You can collect them all. Little characters like Budball, Katie, and Stewie. Each sold separately from Parker Brothers.
Hey, milk it does a body.
Milk it does a body good.
Pass it on.
It's one to grow on.
Great to pour on frosty cold and fun.
It's full of what you're thirsty for.
It is.
It makes you feel good because it tastes so great. It really does a body good.
Pass it on.
Milk it does.
Milk it does the body good.
Milk it does a body.
Pass it on.
New Nerd Cereal.
Orange flavor on this side, cherry flavor on this side.
I can't decide. New Nerd Cereal is a fruity good part of this complete breakfast. So, which side? Now you can get 2 new Nerds candy flavors, Cherry Cola and Rainbow Nerds, in specially marked Nerd Cereal. And you can send for a 2-sided Nerds Bowl with a Nerd Gate.
Nerd Gate.
For 2 proofs of purchase and 50 cents details on specially marked Nerds.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Hey, you just said the magic words. Now look what you did.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
You get the best for so much less, you'll really flip your lid.
If it's new and hot.
It's a toy they've got, and the prices are hard to beat.
I don't want to grow up, because if I did,
You couldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
more games, more toys.
It's the world's biggest toy store. Let's go.
We belong together. Watch the Oprah Winfrey Show weekdays at 9.
We will return after these messages.
Well, it's National Gourmet Coffee Day as one of the first of 2 special what holiday is today. We have another one coming up for you right after this one. And wouldn't you know it, for all you coffee lovers out there, this is your day. Yes, it is. Why not, right? It's celebrated on the 18th of January every year, and while all kinds of coffee are what dreams are made of, gourmet coffee is something exceptional. The quality and consistency of gourmet coffee are distinct from your regular cup of joe, and the secret lies in its beans and creation. There is no specific origin of coffee that can be pinpointed. Coffee's past is shrouded in legend and theory, but one thing is certain, it has been around for centuries. And it is believed that the ancestors of today's Oromo people in Ethiopia's Jima region were the first to notice the coffee's plant energizing power. However, there is no definitive evidence that coffee was initially grown before the 15th century or even where it was first cultivated. There is evidence of either coffee consumption or knowledge of the coffee tree in Yemeni Sufi monasteries dating back to the early 16th century, which swiftly spread to Mecca and Medina. But by the 16th century, it had spread across the Middle East, South India, Persia, Turkey, and northern Africa, and coffee then expanded throughout the Balkans, Italy, Europe, and Southeast Asia. With its ability to provide instant energy, coffee has quickly conquered areas of the world and hearts since then. A simple cup of coffee evolved over time to suit various palates and purposes, from frappuccinos and cold brews to espresso shots and even espresso martinis. You can now find coffee anywhere and everywhere and however you like. And this is how gourmet coffee came into being. Gourmet coffee is made using 100% Arabica beans, and these require a cool subtropical climate at a higher altitude to thrive and provide smooth, powerful, and aromatic brews that normal beans simply cannot match. It is a must-try for coffee enthusiasts since it is more luxurious than the typical coffee in terms of taste, production, and intensity. National Gourmet Coffee Day is the celebration of this caffeine celebrity, and we applaud it. So, going back to the 9th century, actually, a European Goth notices the energizing effect of the coffee plant on his goats. This is the story of Caldi. 1582, the word coffee enters the English language. 1727, the first coffee plantation occurs in Brazil. And in 1966, Alfred Peet opens a small coffee shop and introduces gourmet coffee to America. So, what are we going to do today? You're going to drink a cup. Yeah, this one's a no-brainer, folks. Enjoy a wonderful cup of gourmet coffee at your local coffee shop or a beautiful cafe. And treat yourself this National Gourmet Coffee Day. Pick up some 100% Arabica beans instead of your regular coffee during this week's grocery run. From ice creams to cakes, coffee is now used for way more than just beverages. Unleash your inner master chef and try to create an innovative recipe using gourmet coffee. There are 5 types of coffee beans that you must try. Arabica is one of the most well-known and popular types. These are high-quality beans. Robusta, the second most popular kind. These have a hint of chocolate to them and are best served with milk and sugar. Liberica. Liberica beans are one of the most difficult types to come by. These are said to have smoky, floral, and fruity elements. Excelsa. It's a member of the Liberica family, but it is quite distinct in taste. And bourbon. Developed by French monks, this has sweet caramel undertones. And why we love this National Coffee Day? Well, there are so many amazing things out there that we have yet to experience. Days like these help us learn about them and add them to our bucket list. And, of course, stepping outside of your comfort zone and sticking to your usual can be difficult at times. National Gourmet Coffee Day is a day that encourages us to switch things up a bit. And who doesn't enjoy a cup of coffee? Well, dedicating a day to celebrate this magical creation is nothing short of wonderful and well-deserved. So, next time we look at National Coffee Day will be not until 2027 when it falls on a Monday, the same day, January 18th. Okay, let's go. I found another one here as well, too, and I hope you enjoy this one. It is one of my favorite dishes, and I hope you will like it too. National Peking Duck Day. Yes. And it falls every January 18th. And this time it fell on a Thursday, which is today. So let's take a look. Yep. The process of preparing Peking duck is rooted in tradition that has been perfected over thousands of years since the Yuan dynasty was established by Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan? Wow, I guess so. Today, you don't have to travel all the way to China to taste Peking duck. It's readily available in Chinese restaurants across the world. And the trademark of a well-done Peking duck is its crispy, flavorful skin. Yes. No one knows when the first National Peking duck was celebrated or who started it. But given the popularity of this dish amongst foodies, it's no surprise that people have unanimously continued to celebrate it. And despite its simple appearance, the preparation of the Peking duck is quite elaborate. The recipe is ancient and dates back to the Yuan dynasty since it was established by Kublai Khan. As is true with all recipes, the preparation for Peking duck has evolved throughout the years. The white Beijing duck, or Peking duck, is the bird that is traditionally roasted for this meal, and the duck is butchered once it is 65 days old, plucked, pumped full of air between the skin and the meat, soaked in boiling water, and skewered. It is then hung to dry, glazed with sugar coating, and left for 24 hours. Now, to achieve that perfectly crispy skin, this is what must be done. The bird is roasted, hanging from the center of the oven to allow the fat to drip, basting the skin as it does, after which the Peking duck is often sliced artfully by the chef before being served. The traditional Peking duck meal begins with a serving of the crispy skin and a sugar dip. Next, thin pancakes are filled with tender duck meat, hoisin and bean sauces, cucumbers, onions, and garlic. And finally, the duck soup is usually made with the leftover bones, the neck, wing, joints, and the feet. So, the introduction started around 1271 to 1368. This early version of the Peking duck is served to Kublai Khan, who was the leader of the Mongol Borodin clan and first emperor of China's Yuan dynasty. Go to the 1300s. Hui Shihu, an imperial dietitian, mentions Xiao Yazi, or the original name for Peking duck, in the complete recipes for dishes and beverages manual, where he suggests roasting it inside the stomach of a sheep. Ugh. Okay. 1368 to 1644, the Peking roast duck becomes a mainstay on the Ming Dynasty Imperial Court's menu. 1416, Peking duck specialist restaurant opens. Biani Fang, a restaurant dedicated to preparing Peking duck using the old closed oven roasting style, is established in the Zhen district of Beijing. The 1850s, Chinatown in New York City. And Chinatown comes to a densely populated neighborhood in New York City, drawing foodies and tourists and boasting several Peking duck outlets. To 1855, the Zhani Cow Biani Fang. Wow. A Wang family hires an original Biani Fang chef and establishes the only Biani Fang restaurant that exists today in Quinman, Beijing, continuing the Qing Dynasty Beijing cuisine tradition. Talk about a mouthful. And finally, in 1864, the Quinjude restaurant in Beijing, known for its roast duck specialty, is established by Yang Quan Ren, the man who developed the hung oven to roast ducks. Wow. So, here are your activities. You're going to have a Peking duck meal at a restaurant of your choice, or you can make the dish yourself at home. Enjoy the grand feast with many family and friends. To make it worthy of your palate, this dish is served with just the skin and a little meat, which is sliced in a dramatic manner before the diners. The entire process of the Peking duck meal is quite challenging and requires a lot of patience and diligence to achieve the desired results. Visit a restaurant to appreciate the elaborateness of the dish. And it's quite difficult to make the perfect Peking duck at home, but you can try your own version of it. Improvise the recipe with poultry of your choice. Five facts about China. Well, China has over 1.4 billion people as of September 2020. There are others such as Wei, Wu, Minbei, Minyan, Zhang, Gan, and Hakka. Yeah, I guess so. If my Chinese is kind of way off, I'd like to learn Chinese myself. Chinese New Year celebrations, they last 15 days. It's the biggest holiday in China, usually celebrated in January or February. And despite its huge size, everybody uses the official Beijing time. And the Chinese spend $260 billion every year, twice what American travelers spend. Whoa! And why we love this National Peking Duck Day? Well, Peking duck is so delicious, they had to put aside a day for us to enjoy the wonderful dish. So don't forget to treat yourself on National Peking Duck Day. And Peking duck has a long and viable lineage. National Peking Duck Day reminds us that we are still enjoying the very same dish that was once enjoyed by Kublai Khan. Ha! And why stop at Peking duck on this day? Along with this delicious dish, don't forget other Chinese cuisine favorites like wonton and dumplings. I can think of a few like egg rolls, hot and sour soup, and the ever-popular General Tso's chicken, for matters of speaking. Next time we'll see National Peking Duck Day will be in 2027 on a Monday. Oh, yeah. Saturday and Sunday, we won't see it. Don't forget also, too, you have National Crab Meat Day, British Yorkshire Pudding Day, and International Bacon Day. Hint, hint, September 7th. It'll be here in about 8 months for International Bacon Day. Well, there you have it, folks. another great 2 national holidays observed on this day, January 18th, 2024. All right, when we come back, it's time for the first of 3 articles. What is your life path number and what does it mean for you? We'll find out what it means when we come back right after this.
What's next on the lineup?
A station break.
We'll take over.
Have you DJ'd before?
No. But we do a morning talk show all the time. Snap, it's the snappiest sound to do. Crackle, get you cracking, cause it's crispy through and through. There's no stopping once pop starts popping. Snap, crackle, pop, talking just to you.
You've just heard Kellogg's Rice Krispies, the talking part of your complete breakfast.
Morning listeners know Rice Krispies is a hit.
Those lonely pound puppies really need to be rescued. Pound puppy, I'm so glad to find you. Put that lonely puppy pound behind you. You need a name. I'll call you Freckles.
Lots of pound puppies need your love.
Oscar, meet Petey.
And when they're this lonely and this lovable, one more is always welcome.
Come sharing all our cuddling, caring puppy love.
Pound puppies. Each sold separately. From Tonka.
We will return after these messages.
This is Budball. He can spin. Here comes Katie rolling in. And this is Stewie. Where's he been? The Nerfles. Each character sold separately.
So much fun to clown around, change and rearrange around. Yes, Nerfles are a ball to be around. Hey, Bud, what would you be if you had Stewie's ears? What? A bunny rabbit.
The Nerfles. You can collect them all. Little characters like Budball, Katie, and Stewie. Each sold separately from Parker Brothers.
Vortex alert! I'll find you, Jeffron.
You can win a Legions of Power set in the Nestle Quick Legions of Power sweepstakes. The grand prize, the complete Legions of Power toy line, over 15,000 prizes in all. To enter, send a 3x5 card with your name and address to Legions of Power sweepstakes, P.O. Box 1091, New City, New York 10956. Not every child will win.
Nothing can save you, Vortex.
Quick's ready.
See specially marked packages for details.
Constructs to build. Thundering tracks to build. Sky Blazer.
Sold separately.
Action. Constructs. Rescue. Constructs.
Mission accomplished.
Constructs.
Constructs, Thundering Tracks, and Skyblazer, each sold separately from Fisher-Price.
Constructs.
I'm Captain O.G. Reedmore. My motto's tried and true. Read a book today, I bet you'll say O.G. I'll read more too.
Today, pound puppies are spreading the word.
This is a cartoon show.
With dogs who want to have fun with you.
And now, back to the Care Bears.
And now these messages.
Pound furry, I know what you're missing. Lots of love and hugs and lots of kissing. Pound furry, you need someone you can purr about.
Pound furries each sold separately. You can name them.
Whiskers is taking a cat nap.
And for $3.50 more, you can send for a name tag, stickers, and owner certificates.
Pound furry, you need someone you can purr about.
Pound furries are each sold separately. New from Tonka.
All right, looking for some cosmic guidance? Your life path number may just hold the key to your destiny. Yes, and Lauren Ash is actually going to give us this article that was out a couple days ago. Your life path number, what does it mean for you? Well, birthdays are a special time of year signifying the exact moment you were born. But did you know the energy of that moment can reveal a lot about your life's journey? In fact, your life path number, based on your date of birth, can reveal your hidden personality, values, and more, just like how your sun, moon, and rising sign can reveal your unique strengths and talents. If you were curious about the secrets that might be hiding in the stars around your birthday, you've come to the right place. Numerology is an ancient practice that interprets the deeper meaning behind numbers and their influence on human life, says spirituality and numerology expert Tiffany McGee. It's a mystical language that reveals insights about personal characteristics, life challenges, and destiny. Numerology assigns a unique energy and meaning to every number, but some numbers hold more powers than others. You've probably seen angel numbers out and during your day, or you've maybe got a lucky number that always turns up when you need it most. It might sound like superstition to some, but a rich esoteric history is associated with the numbers we use every day. Whether you're new to numerology or just looking to expand your spiritual wisdom, the best place to start is by calculating your life path number. So, calculated by adding up the numbers in your birth date, then simplifying. Your life path number represents your core desires and authentic self and can transform the way you see yourself as an individual. Discovering the hidden parts of your personality through numerology is a powerful way to unlock your true potential. Your life path number is considered the most influential energy in your numerology chart. And everyone has their own set of natural strengths and weaknesses. And by understanding these aspects of yourself through numerology, you can make decisions that align with your purpose and make choices to guide you toward a fulfilling life. Now, each life path number has positive and negative traits, but how they influence your life is up to you. You can use this information alongside zodiac compatibility to find a soulmate, match, or see if your life path number can support your zodiac career strength. The possibilities are endless. So to calculate your life path number, add each digit of your full birth date, including the month, day, and year, and keep simplifying until you arrive at a single digit or master number. The possible life path numbers are the single digits 1 through 9 and the master numbers 11, 22, and 33. And if you end up with a 2-digit number that isn't one of the master numbers, keep reducing it until you get to a single digit. For example, if you were born on May 22nd, 1975, you would add 5, 2, 2, 1, 9, 7, and 5, and you would get 31. And then you would add 3 plus 1 to get the life path number 4, the most powerful energy in your numerology chart. There are some instances when your life path number might reduce to a 2-digit master number rather than a single-digit number. For example, if you were born on June 23rd, 1975, you would add 6 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 5, and then you'd get 33, a master number and the most powerful energy in your numerology chart. Having a double-digit number in numerology amplifies the power that number symbolizes. However, you should only pay attention to double digits if your birthday reduces to a master number of 11, 22, or 33. Master numbers are believed to challenge and push people out of their comfort zones, but growth, success, and achievement come with that. And these numbers carry a heavy weight of responsibility and karmic lessons to be learned, pushing these people to new heights in the evolution of their spirit. If your life path number reduces to any one of these 3 master numbers, it's a sign that you have a higher purpose in this lifetime. Okay, so what does your life path number mean? Well, here's the Reader's Digest version. If you're a 1, high achieving with natural leadership skills. Number 2, compassionate, mindful, and nurturing. If you're a 3, creative and self-expressive. If you wind up with a 4, you're dedicated and you value hard work. If your master number is a 5, adventurous and adaptable by nature. 6 is deeply empathetic and caretaker. 7, luckiest, learns new skills easily. Number 8, savvy and ambitious, a leader among the leaders. And if you're a number 9, you're compassionate and emotionally supportive. Then, if you're a double-digit master number and you're an 11, most intuitive and spiritually sensitive. Number 22, very introspective, able to harness potential. And number 33, idealistic, optimistic, and nurturing. Similar to zodiac sun signs, not everyone with the same life path number has the same personality or is influenced the same way by numerology. Your life path number is more than a simple personality test meant to reduce your personality to a list of good and bad qualities. Think of your life path number more like an internal compass to help guide your decisions. Each life path number has unique characteristics, McGee says, and knowing the meaning of these numbers and related traits can help you understand your personality and predict your life choices. And once you've found your life path number, you can uncover what it means for you. So people born under life path number 1 possess natural leadership skills and innovative thinking. In numerology, the number 1 is associated with action, ambition, and drive, similar to the first sign of the zodiac, Aries. These high achievers don't wait for the world to give them permission to pursue their dreams. They are fueled by an inner drive to leave their mark on the world and make a difference. And while this bold approach to action takes them to new heights in life, it can also lead to impulsive decision-making. The goal for people with a life path number 1 is to learn how to create a balanced life in order to achieve success. If you're number 2, you tend to be compassionate, mindful, and nurturing. In numerology, the number 2 is associated with sensitivity, tenderness, kindness, and cooperation. Many experts also see it as the most psychic life path number. Life path number 2 prioritizes the needs of others and finds joy in investing their energy into the relationships they cherish, embodying a peaceful and diplomatic energy that can unite people. And although they are highly emotional and sensitive to criticism, they can learn to balance the opinions of others with their intuition. This quality makes them even more inspiring as they continue to spread positivity and love wherever they go. If you're number 3, you're linked to creativity, self-expression, and soul transformation. And these people have a way with words and can seamlessly fit into different social circles, friend groups, and career spaces throughout their lives. One of the strengths of having a life path number 3 is flexibility and freedom to change course. And these people find it easy to roll with the punches and make the best out of a bad situation. They are known for their creativity and imagination. However, they can also be indecisive and need help with commitment. To succeed, they need to learn to focus their energy and find a fulfilling outlet for their talents. If you're a 4, that symbolizes dedication, commitment, stamina, and endurance. People born under this life path number value hard work and will put in the effort to come out on top. These people approach life in a very sensible and measured way, which often leads them to long-term success. Self-discipline is one of the defining traits of having a life path number 4, but can also lead to self-criticism. Their fear of being anything less than perfect can often lead them to miss out on some of life's little joys. And people with a life path number 4 must learn to balance responsibility and pleasure to enjoy life fully. If you're a number 5, you are adventurous and adaptable by nature. They go with the flow and don't waste time fighting life's current. Instead, they wait to see how the natural course of things unfolds so they can seize the moment at the right time. The number 5 life path knows how to make the most of a fleeting opportunity, which can lead them to unusual and grand life experiences. However, the need for freedom and independence could lead to toxic, interpersonal patterns if they're not careful. And being born under a life path of number 5 means accepting help from others and being patient with people when they need a helping hand. If you're a number 6, represents connectedness and community. These people are deeply empathetic, and can see the flaws in society's current structure. They are often drawn to caretaking professions where their gifts and talents can be used to enrich the lives of people around them. An idealist by nature, life path number 6 always sees the best in others and will go above and beyond to help the people around them reach their full potential. However, they can also become disillusioned and disappointed if they feel underappreciated or undervalued by the people closest to them. It's important for life path number 6 to find strength in themselves and stand firm in their boundaries. For you, number 7 is the luckiest life path number there is. It infuses the good fortune and expensive energy of lucky number 7 with everything you do in life. People born with this life path number always have things work out for them. Whatever venture they try their hand at or new skill they pick up, there is a natural grace and ease with what they do. For this reason, it can be easy for these folks to glide through life, assuming things are owed to them. Don't take these gifts for granted. Those born under the Life Path 7 need to connect with their intellectualism and spirituality on a deeper level and share their good fortune and success generously with others. If you're an 8, you have the potential to achieve great success in life, and they are driven by an internal need to prove themselves and are generally trusted and well-liked by other ambitious people. Now, think of Life Path number 8 as a leader among leaders who can use their savvy social skills and whip-smart intelligence to navigate life effortlessly. Using the skills for selfish reasons can be tempting, and numerologists warn against letting the ego win. And while ambition is a powerful quality, having people's respect is important. The sole mission of a Life Path number 8 is to harness their true power and use it to transform everything about themselves. If you're a number 9, compassion and idealistic, and people born with a Life Path number 9 are here to usher in the new age. These folks are humble in their approach to life, but they have big ambitions for what their talents can do. People born with this Life Path number focus on building deep, intimate relationships with others and looking for ways to support people on an emotional level. These people make excellent community leaders, spiritual teachers, politicians, and activists who can galvanize people around an idea or movement. And they need to remain realistic about their dreams and remember to put in the daily work to see their ideal future manifested. Then if you're number 11, the most intuitive and spiritually sensitive of all Life Path numbers, it represents a divine connection to the energy of creation, allowing these people to channel their subconscious desires into the physical realm. 11 is a powerful number that combines the meaning of numbers 1 and 2 in numerology. People with a master number 11 can see the grand design of the cosmos and are sent to the physical world to help orchestrate its completion. People with this Life Path number may take some time to discover their true selves, and every unsuccessful attempt brings them closer to their ultimate purpose. If you're a 22, it's a highly influential number that possesses transformative power. Individuals born under this Life Path number utilize their fears and darkness as inspiration, and they are not afraid to delve deep into their spiritual selves and do the necessary introspection to master all aspects of their personality. Although they may appear serious and reserved on the surface, it is likely because something profound is happening within their subconscious. Master number 22 will experience many lifetimes throughout their human existence, so it is crucial for them to embrace their flaws without judgment and learn to use them to their advantage. And if you're a number 33, you represent pure love, compassion, and joy from the universe. People born under this Life Path number are effervescent, idealistic, and always looking on the positive side of life. These people deeply desire to guide, teach, and nurture others into being the best version of themselves. Not only do these people have the vision of how they want to change the world, but they also have the work ethic and follow through to make it happen. Because they view things differently than most, they can initially suffer pushback from people who want to reinforce the status quo. Master number 33 shows the importance of connecting with like-minded individuals who share their passion. Why trust us? Well, at Reader's Digest, we're committed to producing high-quality content by writers with expertise and experience in their field in consultation with relevant, qualified experts. For this piece, Lauren Ash tapped her experience as an expert astrologist who covers all things cosmos. It has been rigorously sourced and fact-checked to ensure that all the information is accurate and offers the best possible advice to readers. We verified all the facts and data and backed them with credible sourcing, and we will revisit them over time to ensure they remain accurate and up to date. So read more about the team, the contributors, and the editorial process because they've come a long way since the days of, the back issues of Reader's Digest. There you have it, folks. Your number, your path, your life path number, maybe. So during the commercial, when we come back, I'm going to look at my life path number and see what I am, and I'll give you that information. And, of course, the next article about the 8 Chinese New Year traditions, all explained when we come back right after this on DMS 3000 News. We'll be right back.
He's been tied up, tossed up, warmed up, hung up, and even stuck up. But he'll never give up. Because he's the one and only Brer Rabbit. Back again on the big screen in Walt Disney's happiest classic, Song of the South. It's hair-raising fun and bear-falling excitement and one honey of a holiday treat. Walt Disney's Song of the South, rated G. Now playing at a theater near you. Check your local newspaper.
It's the Play-Doh Mop Top Hair Shop.
Well, there's the mop tops, the Play-Doh mop tops. Just turn the chair. They grow Play-Doh hair. There's the mop tops.
You can comb it, wave it, style it, or shave it.
There's the mop tops from the Play-Doh mop top hair shop.
Now Play-Doh has a Fluffy Dogs playset too. The Play-Doh Mop Top Hair Shop and other playsets sold separately. From Kenner.
They're the talk of the town.
We're talking about a class act, Bonnie.
They're the life of the party.
Well,
They're the Flintstone kids having fun today.
My name is I live with Santa Claus. You never heard about me, and the reason is because
Hi, Bob Boone reminding you that Santa has a new friend and helper this year, Frump. It'll make a great gift, and the kids will really enjoy it. Look for this beautifully illustrated storybook, tape, and Frump doll at your favorite store and mall this Christmas. And remember, you too can wear Frump on your knee like me.
Tulsa Arts need your support.
We will return after these messages.
It's new Kool-Aid coolers with 20% juice. You can chill it, spill it, splash it cooler. Sing it, flip it, flash it cooler. Icy fruity, super juicy. Kool-Aid coolers make it cooler. Rock it, roll it, rack it cooler. Snack it, six-pack it, attack it cooler. Icy fruity, super juicy with 20% juice. Kool-Aid coolers make it cooler.
Ever see a ball quite like this? The Nerfles. Officer Bob, Speedy, Frankie, and Scratch, each sold separately.
so much fun to clown around, to change and rearrange around, to bounce them up and roll around. Yes, Nerfles are a ball to be around. They switch around, they spin around. Nerfles turn your day around. Yes, Nerfles are a ball to be around.
The Nerfles. Oops, the Nerfles. Officer Bob, Speedy, Frankie, and Scratch, each sold separately from Parker Brothers.
We now return to the Flintstone Kids.
We will return after these messages.
The Legoland King's Castle. You can build this castle and play with it for days. But you've only started. The box shows other ways to build these mighty castles, where knights and horses stand, or joust around to have some fun, or march across the land. Each day there's adventure, always something new. And the team that dreams tomorrow up is Legoland in you. There are 6 more castle sets you can collect, each sold separately. King's Castle is part of the Legoland Castle Collection and has hundreds of bricks for building. From Lego Systems.
All right, it's 8 Chinese New Year's traditions explained as we learn the legends, superstitions, and clever wordplay behind these Chinese traditions for New Year's. Should be very interesting as Trio Wen is going to give us those traditions right now. Chinese New Year, also referred to as Lunar New Year, is the most widely celebrated Chinese holiday across the globe. And in China, it's also known as Spring Festival. This year it falls on February 10th. And will begin the Year of the Dragon. The year before was the Year of the Rabbit. Oh, by the way, my life path number I found out is number 5. So I just wait for the natural course of things to take its course, and then I go and delve right in. Pretty good. So I hope you were able to find your life path number as well, and keep the article there. If you need any of the articles, we're happy to give you the links. Just drop us a direct message or an instant message, and we'll send you those links to those fantastic articles, okay? Continuing on with the 8 Chinese traditions. Lunar New Year celebrates the first days of spring of the lunar calendar, says Jenny Leung, who's executive director of the Chinese Cultural Center of San Francisco. Historically, celebrating Lunar New Year in China was meant to pray for good blessings on farming in the new year. Hence, worshiping ancestors has always been a critical component. Given that it's a holiday that goes back thousands of years, there are a wide variety of Chinese New Year traditions that have been passed down. Some are based on myth, some on symbolism, and some on superstitions, some on wordplay. Different regional cultures celebrate through distinct activities and food, Long says. For example, people in northern China eat dumplings on Lunar New Year's Eve, while people in southern China prepare rice cakes with the meaning of climbing higher in the new year. And whether in China or elsewhere in the world, there are some of the most common, these are some of the most common Lunar New Year traditions and the meaning behind them. Traditions every Chinese zodiac sign can appreciate. And it's no accident that we're giving you 8. 8 is the luckiest number in Chinese, since it sounds similar to the Chinese word for prosperity. So, each year is seen as a fresh new beginning, so starting it off with a clean house is important. Gianna Ong, editor-in-chief of Moki Magazine, the longest-running online publication for Asian American women, advises that the timing of your cleanup is crucial. Leading up to the new year, you should clean as much as possible to clear out the bad luck and any leftover ill feelings from the previous year, she says. But on Lunar New Year itself, you're not supposed to clean at all. The new year brings luck, and cleaning will remove that. So no wiping, no sweeping, no showering, and leave the dirty dishes from that delicious New Year's feast in the sink for the night. Yes. Here's another good one. You can't have a Chinese New Year celebration without the decorations. In terms of decor, Ong says everything is red because a fire sign symbolizes new life and prosperity. It's also the power color for Aries signs. The origins of red's lucky properties may stem from a legend about a beast named Neon, who's an approximate homophone for the Chinese word for year, who appeared on New Year's Eve to wreak havoc. People figured out that Neon was afraid of the color red, and to this day, people hanging red lanterns and red paper with couplets, and the character Fu, meaning good fortune, that character is usually hung upside down, and the word for turning something upside down or pouring also sounds like the word for arriving. So an upside down Fu symbol invites good luck to arrive. Flowers and kumquat fruit trees are also symbolic of prosperity. So after cleaning, you can bring some blossoms into your house for extra good luck. Family is the cornerstone of Chinese life, so naturally one would aim to start each new year in the company of their loved ones. In China, the Spring Festival comes with a 1-week vacation. People across the country flock to their families in what is often called the world's largest human migration. Long explains that similar to Thanksgiving and Christmas, Chinese New Year is also a holiday for people to get together with families members to celebrate the spring and the start of the new year. Some people may not have the means or ability to get together, though, and if you're separated from family on Chinese New Year but still want to celebrate together in some way, consider making the same meal as one another and check in over video chat. They really know how to kind of, And of course, eat that delicious and auspicious food. One of the most popular Chinese New Year traditions is the food. Of course, who doesn't love an excuse to eat a festive meal? I mean, these dishes also have special symbolism attached to them. On both birthdays and Lunar New Year, We make sure to eat long noodles, says Ong. You can't break them while cooking or cut them while eating either, because the length of the noodles is a symbol of longevity. So get Slurpee. And in addition to long life noodles, spring rolls shaped like gold bars and dumplings which resemble silver ingots or boat-shaped blocks are eaten for prosperity, and a number of other foods are eaten because of how their names sound. For example, yui, like the Mandarin word for fish, sounds like the word for surplus. Fish, a traditional Chinese New Year food, is most often prepared steamed and whole. Don't worry if you can't finish it. Leaving a little leftover further enhances one's surplus. Hand out the red envelopes. Yes, among all the Chinese New Year traditions, this one might be a young person's favorite. Every New Year, little red envelopes containing money are given to loved ones. Elders or married couples, some who may be compatible based on zodiac astrology, usually give these envelopes, called hongbao in Mandarin or lei sei in Cantonese, to children and single people of a younger generation. According to legend, giving children 8 coins in a red envelope protected them from a demon named Sui, who visited on the eve of Chinese New Year. But this story isn't widely shared anymore. Red envelopes today are given not only to children, but also to other family members and friends with different amounts of money, says Ong. You're supposed to give only crisp, clean bills, and giving amounts with the number 8 is always preferable. Never give amounts with the number 4, because 4 in Chinese, C, is an approximate homophone with the word for death. So take heed. And while you're at it, also learn what the year of the tiger could have in store for you as well. Okay, the next one up on the list, and here's a good one for all of you. If you go to a Chinese New Year festival, chances are you'll see a lion or dragon dance. In fact, in 2024, it's the year of the dragon. In traditional Chinese culture, lions are symbols of luck and happiness, and dragons symbolize braveness and power. Long explains that both of these traditions are used to usher in good luck and chase away evil spirits. Accompanied by percussion instruments, the noise and ferocity of the animals protect all in their presence. Lion dances are most often performed by 2 dancers per colorful lion costume, and they are high energy and entertaining, often showcasing acrobatics and humor. Dragon dances include multiple people holding the dragon costume up by poles and undulating its long body in an impressive synchronicity. And according to Guinness World Records, the longest dragon costume was recorded in Hong Kong at nearly 3.5 miles. Wow. And going back to the legend of Neon, noisy activities are encouraged on Chinese New Year to scare away evil spirits. Little red firecrackers are the most popular means of this noise, and if you walk the streets of Chinatown on New Year's Eve or day, you'll likely hear the pop and smell the gunpowder. In present days, says Long, people use fireworks to create a festive atmosphere and wish for good luck in the new year. Most historians believe that fireworks were invented in ancient China, and the displays for Chinese New Year are nothing short of spectacular. So the Chinese zodiac cycles between 12 animals, meaning every 12 years, each animal repeats. This year is the year of the dragon, and according to the Chinese zodiac elements, it will be a wood dragon. Now, if you were born in the year of the dragon, which is 2012, 2000, 1988, 76, 64, 52, and so on, you'll want to take some extra precautions this year. There's a superstition that one's zodiac birth year will be a tumultuous time, but there is a way to nudge all that action away from bad luck into positivity. People wear red underwear and socks, as well as red bracelets to avoid bad luck, says Long. Accessories made from jade, which is believed to have protective powers, are also popular during one's zodiac year. And here are the experts. And of course, Trey Wynn. She's an arts and culture writer with a deep appreciation for literature and all forms of storytelling. She also covers Asian American issues and writes recipes for her favorite home-cooked dishes. Well, there you have it. And I know for a fact that since I was born in 1977, I'm the year of the snake. Yep, which I think is coming up soon in the zodiac, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will be looking at the final article in our 3-article tier list tonight. And it's an interesting one where these are the most common passwords. And if yours makes the list, you might want to consider changing that password. We'll be right back with the final look at our final article of the night and more right after this.
Hey, you two, the kitty hill's over there.
Oh, no, Tony.
We'll do fine after this complete breakfast, including my vitamin pack Frosted Flakes. They bring out the tiger in you.
To ski this hill, you gotta be good.
Frosted Flakes good? They're great.
Show 'em you're a tiger. Show 'em what you can do.
Go, tiger.
The taste of Tony's Frosted Flakes.
Man, they're fast.
Brings out the tiger in you.
And you. How'd you like to make friends with a very unusual rabbit?
How do you do?
Meet a crazy fox or a bungling bear. Introducing Uncle Remus, Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear in the happiest, slappiest, dashingest, crashingest, singingest, flingingest Disney animated classic of all. This holiday season, Walt Disney's Song of the South is back on the big screen. Rated G. Now playing at a theater near you. Check your local newspaper.
Hi there, time for Timer, your roving reporter. I'm talking to you from inside a fantastic factory, your digestive system. You know what we build here? You! Not out of wood or metal, but out of food. You see, you are what you eat from your head down to your feet. Things like meat and eggs and fish you need to build up muscle tissue. Uh-oh. Hello, appetite control, more protein. We need energy. Playing tennis today, you know. Whoops. All these motors in your body need a lot of fuel to go on, like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, vitamins, and so on. What's left over forms the building blocks you need, indeed, to grow on. Yes, you are what you swallow, so that next time you feel hollow, don't just fill your face with any old kind of treat. This goes for every kid or 6-foot athlete. All you really are is what you eat.
Here a ghost, there a ghost, everywhere some scary ghosts.
It's showtime, folks.
Today, call for the real...
We will return after these messages.
Chuck Norris Karate Commandos.
Break it up, crack it down, fight forces of evil wherever they're found.
Figures sold separately.
Location Tibet. Assignment recover stolen microchip. Protecting it was Super Ninja. Hi-ya! First, Chemo stood up to him. Hi-ya! And was down. Then Reed Smith flew in. Hi-ya! And was grounded. But now it's his karate against mine. Hi-ya!
Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. Chuck Norris, Super Ninja, Reed Smith, Chemo, and other figures sold separately. New from Kenner. Are you ready? Because once you bite into a Three Musketeers bar, there's no turning back. It's so light it lifts you to the limit in chocolate taste, with the center ripped like a chocolate cloud and coated in velvet smooth chocolate. Go on, lighten up with Three Musketeers and let your spirits soar.
The home has always been an oasis of tranquility in a hectic world.
It's tea time.
But not with Nerf Indoor Golf. Nerf Golf lets you turn your home into a 9-hole course with some of the toughest holes you can imagine. And with Nerf Golf, it's tough to make a disastrous shot because the balls are soft and safe. Nerf Indoor Golf, the 9-hole golf game with clubs you put together. New from Parker Brothers.
This is ABC.
Well, these are the most common passwords. Does yours make the list? We're going to find out because you might want to change your password as soon as possible, especially if you feel that this is one of those that might be on the list. Yes, if your password appears on this passwords list, you're an easy target for hackers. Here are the 20 most common. Well, I would think you would probably could figure this one out. If any of you have these passwords, please do change them. I think it's important. I know a lot of my friends say their Facebooks get hacked. I say you should change your password at least every 3 months. If you do it at work, you know that it's mostly 90 days and then you have to change your password again. It's a safety precaution, but I think it should be also used when you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of the social media platforms where a password is required for you to log into your account. Okay? So when it comes to creating an online account, many of us would rather remember a code than create really good passwords. In our defense, it's hard to keep track of endless logins. Forgot the password to your iPad? Here's how you can unlock iPad without password. According to technology expert Burton Kelso, it's human nature to fall into a predictable routine when it comes to our password list. We tend to create passwords based on things familiar to us, such as common words, names, and locations, he explains. That's not the only password sin we're guilty of. It's tempting to use one easy-to-remember password, like your dog's name, for all your passwords. These kinds of passwords make people feel safe because they're so easy to remember, says George Finney, the Chief Information Security Officer at Southern Methodist University. Today, it's about as difficult for a cyber criminal to get your password as it is to make a cup of coffee, particularly if you use the same passwords for everything you do online. But as they say, knowledge is power. And to stay safe online and avoid spyware, identity theft, and other issues, you need to know a few secrets that hackers don't want you to know, including the fact that they'll first try these common methods and use a passwords list in order to get their hands on your personal information. So start by making sure your passwords don't appear below. And if they do, replace them with strong passwords and boost your online security by using two-factor authentication. Then learn how to tell if your computer has been hacked so you can tackle a breach as soon as it occurs. Mobile security firm Lookout recently published a few passwords list of the time of the 20 most common passwords found in leaked account information on the dark web. Some of the most commonly used passwords are obvious, but others are a bit more surprising. Wow. That's a lot. And I bet you default is one of them. That's why it's probably shut down a lot too. Okay. There are several websites that offer password lists, says Kelso. And while the intention of most of them is to encourage people to shy away from the most common passwords, they can inadvertently give hackers a leg up. Mark Burnett, a security consultant and researcher, recently published 10 million passwords on his website, Zato.net, to provide a better understanding of how people formulate passwords. It's useful information, but it also gives hackers a really good place to start. Consider the alarming things a hacker can do with just your email address. With no information beyond that, they can use password spraying to test passwords on these lists to see if any work with your email address. Often hackers use bots to run these tests, and only if a match is found does a hacker then use valid credentials to try taking over the account, says Harry Rivacharadin, who is CEO of digital security company Aura. Avoid picking from a passwords list, and you won't fall prey to this type of hacking. That'll come in handy if hackers have your cell phone number as well. Well, beyond the password list, a list of passwords is just the starting point for hackers. Bad actors use plenty of other tactics to figure out your passwords. And as you can see from the password list above, the majority of passwords have one thing in common: sequential numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Avoid these at all costs, say security experts. They're also a no-no when it comes to the 4-digit PIN you use with your debit card. In case you need a new one, here's the world's safest PIN. You would click on this right here to basically to basically find the world's safest pin. So you want to make sure you use that pin. You would click on it to see where it takes you. So avoid using these common words or phrases. Yes, they're easy to recall, but they'll also be among the first passwords that hackers will guess. On a list of the most common passwords, the word password makes the top 5. The phrase "I love you" makes the top 20. And the words sunshine, princess, and dragon are incredibly popular. Hackers will also try common words with case and numerical substitutions, according to Kelso. So they won't just test October. They'll try October and October with a 0 instead of the regular small o, too. And according to Google, you should never include your pet's, child's, or spouse's name in your password. A hacker who's privy to any of your personal information will definitely check your loved one's monikers to try to break your code. If a hacker has access to any of your personal information, they will try the information to gain access, said River Sheridan. Wow. Your birthday, anniversary, or the birthday of a loved one can seem like an obvious password choice to you. After all, you will never forget it. But because it makes sense to you, hackers will also be able to figure it out, and pretty easily if they have access to your personal information, according to Google. Sometimes your old passwords can leak out onto the dark web, that part of the internet not visible to search engines. And oftentimes, this is where hackers access them. Hackers often have a toolkit that includes software programs and access to databases that contain lists of emails and other personal lists. And when a company experiences a large data breach, those records are often compiled into large databases that are readily available for hackers. Data breaches are showing no sign of slowing down, he adds, citing a 2021 report from the Identity Theft Resource Center that found the number of reported data breaches rose 68% from 2020. And indeed, leaked data remains one of the top mobile security threats of 2022. Now, if they have exhausted their resources, hackers have one final tool to break your code. They can create a bot that will try every possible combination. Keep in mind, says Kelso, modern computers can make password guesses from 10,000 to more than 1 billion guesses per second, and that's enough to make you want to disappear from the internet for good. According to Finney, the easiest way for hackers to get your password is to trick you into giving it to them. They fool you through what's known as a phishing scam, sending out fraudulent emails disguised as the real deal. If you do click on a fish, it will usually take you to a fake website that won't have your password saved, says Finney, who is also the founder and CEO of Well Aware Security and author of Well Aware, master the 9 cybersecurity habits to protect your future. Remember, if your password isn't saved there, don't type it in. Have you ever gotten an email asking if you requested a password change and you didn't? It was probably a hacker. Cyber criminals don't even know how to have to know your password to get into your accounts. They can use your password reset questions to change your password and lock you out of your account. Say, for instance, you suddenly can't access your go-to social media apps. You may have been hacked on Instagram or Facebook. And one way to prevent this is to create a nonsense answers to security questions, he says. Don't go for accuracy. Pick responses only you would know the answer to. So next time your account asks what your mother's maiden name is, you might say Luke Skywalker. And by now, you're probably wondering if the bad guys have tried those strategies on you and succeeded. Well, thankfully, it's pretty easy to find out whether hackers have your passwords. Today, thousands of companies have experienced a data breach, and many cyber criminals will post the data they steal to prove that they stole it. Several organizations like Have I Been Pawned And some identity protection services also gather this information and can help you find out whether cyber criminals have accessed your data. Usually, you just need to provide an email address to see if you were impacted, he says, adding that some password managers like 1Password will alert you if your logins were exposed in a data breach. If the item of shady individuals having your data makes you uncomfortable, you're not alone. So arm yourself with an understanding of other ways your personal information is collected, including through data brokers and cookies, and how it can be used for harmful practices like doxing. And when it comes to picking a strong password, there are two general criteria to meet: complexity and uniqueness. The more complex, the better. And of course, you don't want to use the same password twice. Sure, that'll make it hard to remember your passwords, but it's a worthy trade-off. In fact, most cybersecurity experts don't know any of their passwords off the top of their heads. I use a password vault like Apple's Keychain, Dashlane, 1Password, or LastPass, reveals Finney. And these can help you generate a random, unique password for every website you visit. And they integrate with you all your devices and web browsers to do all the remembering for you. But if you don't want to download a security app like a password manager, you have other options. You can store passwords in your browser, for instance. And yes, it's safe to store passwords in Google Chrome, Finney says. It can even alert you when your username or password has been compromised. And if you store passwords in Google Chrome, you can see them by opening Chrome and clicking on your profile picture at the top right of your screen. Click the key icon on the pop-up screen to visit a page with all your saved passwords. To view one, click the eye icon. If you lock your computer, you will need to first enter your password. That's a good thing, and if you do allow yourself to browse your browser to store passwords, you should always lock your device with a password. Wow. Finney also recommends enabling two-factor authentication for every account. Two-factor authentication can be a text message, less secure, or an application like Google Authenticator, more secure, he says. You receive a code that validates you are really the person trying to get into the site. Once you know what makes for an easy to crack passwords list and how to create stronger passwords, it's time to beef up the rest of your online privacy and security. For starters, Google is tracking you online, so learn how to browse the internet anonymously and then find out how to remove spyware from your iPhone. It may come in handy in the future. There you have it, friends. Leah Groth, well, she covers everything from cleaning hacks and consumer products to travel and pets for Reader's Digest. When she isn't working on a piece, you'll find her chasing after her 4 children, 2 humans, a Vizia, and a German short-haired pointer, or working on her 100-plus-year-old home outside of Philadelphia. There you have it, friends. An article that you might want to take some more notes with if your password happens to be on that list. All right. Well, we're just about coming to the end of the show tonight, and it's time for the Daily Motivator. And I hope that you enjoyed this program with the great articles that we have given you today. Remember, of course, and get that Daily Motivator as well, which we're going to give you today for Thursday, January 18th. Let's take a look at it. Okay. So, today's Daily Motivator of today for January 18th, 2024 is background goodness. Consider all that's good with this world, all that's good about life. Though you immediately notice the problems and difficulties, the reason you're able to do so is because there's so much goodness in the background. The news of the day announces troubles on top of troubles, yet the newsworthiness of all those things is due to them being relatively rare. Put a little of today's goodness out of the background and onto the surface of your awareness. Remind yourself of the positive possibilities that are always present. And better yet, imagine what you could do to bring about some of those possibilities. Focus your energy in a direction that builds, encourages, appreciates, nurtures, invigorates, and refreshes. Reflect on the unfathomable power and depth of goodness that have brought you to where you are. It would indeed be foolish not to put that immense legacy to use right here and now. Honor and utilize the background goodness by putting it squarely in the foreground of your thoughts, your priorities, and your actions. And see what you can do to make today one of the good times. There you have it, folks. The Daily Motivator by Ralph Marston, one of the great ones that give you today's motivation of the day. We are out of time. And as always, we thank you very much for a great show. And don't forget, thank God tomorrow is Friday, because we'll be here for that Friday edition where we'll give you some fantastic articles to take you into the weekend. We'll look at all of the hockey and basketball scores and, of course, the motivation of the day as well as what day is today. Lots of things to happen tomorrow. We'll see you then. For now, I'm Jason Icanio. Remember, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Have a good evening. Good night.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Gary Dawson Network for more great content like this one.